If you are like most English speakers learning French, you're familiar with the following sentence structures. Quand on écoute régulièrement, on comprend mieux. Quand je me promenais, j'ai croisé mon ami. Quand il est rentré du travail, il a oublié de fermer la porte. Now this structure is perfectly fine and you'll be understood. But if you already use that a lot, it's time to start sprinkling in what we call le gérondif. Check out these modified sentences. En écoutant régulièrement, on comprend mieux. En me promenant, j'ai croisé mon ami. En rentrant, il a oublié de fermer la porte. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to form le gérondif and when to use it. And stick around until the end for your chance to test your new French skills with un petit quiz. But for now, si vous êtes prêts, allez, c'est parti. Alors, le gérondif. Le gérondif is formed by taking the present participle or participe présent of a verb and placing it after en. But you might be wondering, how do I know what the participe présent is of a verb? Well, it's easy, barring 3 exceptions, and even those are very straightforward. The first step is to take the conjugation for nous in the present tense of the verb and replace the ons from the end with ant. So, for acheter, the verb acheter, that's nous achetons, which becomes achetons. For finir, it's nous finissons, which becomes finissons. And for remplacer, it's nous remplaçons, which becomes remplaçant. Then, as we mentioned before, we simply place the en before it. En achetant, en finissant, en remplaçant. Although the ending is always ant, there are 3 notable exceptions when it comes to the radical, or the base of the verb to which you add the ending. For être, it's not nous sommes that gets transformed. We add ant to été to get étant, en étant. For avoir, it's not nous avons that gets transformed. We add ant to ay to get ayant, en ayant. And for savoir, it's not nous savons that gets modified. We add ant to sache to get sachant, en sachant. And voila, you formed the gérondif just by knowing the present tense conjugation for the verb. So, when do you use le gérondif? Well, it's cool because by learning one structure, you can use it in several scenarios. First of all, the how of something, i.e. the way in which something is achieved. En écoutant le français régulièrement, on comprend mieux. By listening regularly to French, one understands better. Case number 2 is the when of something, i.e. at the moment that something happens, some other action occurs. En rentrant du travail, il a oublié de fermer la porte. When getting home from work, he forgot to close the door. Or upon getting home. And the third case is to express 2 things happening in parallel. Je mange en regardant un film. Je mange en regardant un film. I eat while watching a film. I eat at the same time as watching a film. Cool, right? Now, I know I said that forming the gérondif is as simple as taking the nous conjugation, taking off the ons and adding the ant. But there's also another case to take into account. If there is an object in the sentence, i.e. a recipient of the action, such as je te donne les clés, where te is the object of, is the indirect object of the verb, the te here is the pronoun we need to keep for the gérondif. Or on se rend au travail with the verb se rendre. Se here of this reflexive verb is the object that we care about, that we need to preserve for the gérondif. Because these pronouns still need to be included, conjugated in the same way, so they don't change visually. Se continues to be se, te continues to be te, etc. So if it's se promener and we're using the first person singular, you'd say en me promenant. En me promenant, because first person singular is je. The person is je for the subject, me for the object. En me promenant. J'ai croisé mon ami en me promenant. I ran into my friend while walking. If the verb is donner and it's je te donne, you'd say en te donnant. En te donnant les clés, je te montre que je te fais confiance. By giving you the keys, I'm showing you that I trust you. If it's se rendre with either il, elle singular or il, elle plural or on, you'd say en se rendant. Il protège l'environnement en se rendant au bureau à vélo. He protects the environment by going to work by bike. If the verb is mettre and the pronoun is nous, you'd say en nous mettant. En nous mettant. Il nous a aidés en nous mettant en relation avec un expert comptable. He helped us by putting us in contact with an accountant. If it's s'arrêter and the subject is vous, you'd say en vous arrêtant. En vous arrêtant, vous avez freiné trop brutalement. When you stopped, you braked too hard. And if it were je lui parle, then you'd say en lui parlant. Je lui fais perdre sa concentration en lui parlant. I make him lose his concentration by speaking to him. What if the sentence is negative? Eh bien, c'est facile. You simply wrap the ne and the pas, the plus, the jamais or the rien, around the participe présent. En ne voyant pas le feu rouge, il a failli causer un accident. By not seeing the red light, he almost caused an accident. En ne se parlant plus, ils s'éloignent. By not speaking to each other anymore, they are growing apart. Tu me torturais en ne disant rien. You tortured me by not saying anything or by saying nothing. So it's as simple as that for negative sentences. Le gérondif allows us to avoid repetition of the subject too, which is handy, since it's only used when the subject is the same in both parts of the story. J'apprends à te connaître en lisant ton blog. I get to know you when I read your blog. We do this in English by using the ing form. I get to know you by or when reading your blog. Elle lui fait perdre sa concentration en lui parlant. She makes him lose concentration when she speaks to him, or when or by speaking to him. We know it's her doing both actions. So it helps avoid repetition of the subject, making your French more elegant. It's also cool that it doesn't change form for different times. En se rendant au travail à vélo, il protège l'environnement is in the present, and we know that because protéger is conjugated in the present. Il protège. But we can also say, en se rendant au travail à vélo, il protégerait l'environnement. Protéger is conjugated in the conditional, il protégerait, but our gérondif didn't change at all. Handy, right? Okay, have you been paying attention? Parce que là, c'est parti pour le quiz. Tell me down in the comments how you could say the following sentences in French with le gérondif. She took a shower while singing. By playing football every week, I've made many friends. They will have fun studying together. Think of that last one as by studying together. Voila, voila! I can't wait to read your answers down below in the comments. Le gérondif is a really useful way to make your French more elegant and isn't too tricky for English speakers to understand. And I hope to have made it just that little bit simpler with this video today. Please do leave a like down below the video if you think I succeeded in that. It really does help me spread my videos to a wider audience. See you down in the comments francophone with your answers to the quiz or for any other questions or comments you may have. À plus. Ciao, ciao.